Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the K.O.W. Clash of Immortals kickoff show. And huge pay-per-view tonight. Lots and lots of great action for you tonight, including 3 matches on tonight's kickoff show. Oh, and what better way to get the kickoff show started than with a match itself. And soon we will be talking about the matches you're going to see later on the Clash of Immortals show itself. But first, before we get into all that and much more, it's time for a little bit of action. This is a 6-woman tag match, which will see many women compete tonight. And of course, we have already a couple of very huge women's matches tonight. Of course, we have, these huge women matches, such as the women's championship match, the women's tag team title match, and of course, the women's tag team match that we're going to get at the end of our kickoff show. But first, we're going to get a huge 6-woman tag team match between Jordan Nooks, Sarah Gobb, and Morgan Shea, taking on, of course, Sam Kent, Rebecca Monroe, and also, not to mention, Jalen Braden. So, of course, we have a huge show tonight, and of course, you're not going to want to miss any of the action on the main card. Now, let's go ahead and talk about our next big pay-per-view coming up at the end of February. The date still yet to be announced. General Manager Sherman will have some more details on that in the future. But of course, our next huge pay-per-view is Blood, Sweat, and Steel. Of course, it is a huge pay-per-view where we're going to have a tremendous amount of very highly dangerous action, including chairs, tables, ladders, the whole 9 yards. You're not going to want to miss Blood, Sweat, and Steel. And of course, you're not going to want to forget that we're going to be seeing championships defended at Blood, Sweat, and Steel. We're going to see not only tag titles, not only mid-card titles, but also heavyweight titles at Blood, Sweat, and Steel. And tonight, speaking of champions, we're going to crown 2 brand new champions, inaugural champions, in a women's light heavyweight champion and a women's heavyweight champion, or a women's tag team champions, rather. Now, as you can see in the 6-woman tag match tonight, Sarah Gobb will be in this match. She'll also be in tonight's later match of the women's light heavyweight championship fatal 4-way elimination match. Originally, Sarah Gobb was not going to be in this 6-woman tag team match. However, something changed to make Sarah Gobb sign up for this match and turn it into a 6-woman match. Originally, this was supposed to be Sam Kent and Rebecca Monroe versus Jordan Nooks and Morgan Shea. However, due to Sarah Gobb being added, Jalen Braden was added as well. So here we are live from Tampa, Florida for Clash of Immortals. And what a huge way to kick off the show with a 6-woman tag team match. Now, while these ladies make their way down to the ring, let's talk a little bit about some of these women in this match tonight. Of course, you have here Sam Kent, first ever woman to challenge for the women's heavyweight title. Of course, she did come up short against K.O.W for that championship. And she also had a fairly good run in the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza that is now over. Of course, your winners of that Women's Tag Team Extravaganza was Bad and Backwoods. And so, of course, they'll be competing for the Women's Tag Team titles tonight. But Sam Kent perhaps looking to start turning her luck around tonight by winning this match with her two other partners tonight. Now, moving on to one of her two tag team partners and her tag team partner from the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza. That's right, Rebecca Monroe. Again, just like Sam Kent, her tag team partner, good showing in the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza. And of course, they did come up short, as I mentioned earlier, from becoming the second team in tonight's tag team title ladder match. However, Rebecca Monroe, like Sam Kent, could use a win tonight to completely turn her luck around. A win tonight, perhaps a couple more wins in the future, could see any of these three women, or rather 6 women, in a title picture, assuming Sarah Gobb doesn't win the light heavyweight championship tonight. Now, with that said, there is many chances, I'm sure, in the future for any of these 6 women to become champion, because tonight, by the end of the night, we will have women's tag team champions and a women's light heavyweight champion. So it'll be interesting to see what these women do with tonight's opportunity. But now, the same can kind of be said with a little bit different for this woman, Jalen Braden. So, Jalen Braden, kind of a little less of a story here. In fact, Jalen and her partner Juma Sims, who actually qualified for the women's fatal 4-way elimination match for the light heavyweight title tonight, did not win the heavyweight title inaugurally, but that was fine. They found themselves teamed up in the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza, and though they had basically no success aside from a win over Jennifer Pace, yet another woman in the Women's Light Heavyweight Championship match tonight, they didn't win any matches whatsoever. So, obviously, as we've seen from both Juma Sims and Jalen Braden, they're not beating themselves up about not winning in the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza. However, they are, of course, looking forward toward the future of what it may hold, whether it's a Women's World Championship spot, depending on how tonight's Women's Championship match goes, or, of course, a Women's Tag Team title shot, could be in the future, or even a Women's Light Heavyweight Championship shot. So, everything... What is this? Now, this was supposed to be Jordan Nook, Sarah Gobb, and Morgan Shea, but it looks like... Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what we're seeing here, because weirdly enough, weirdly enough, all 3 of these ladies earlier today put out the same exact tweet saying, quote, "We've been robbed of championships. We've been robbed of what's ours. It's time we start robbing others of what we deserve. We are the entity that drives this division, and we will make our presence felt tonight." And perhaps this is what they mean by this. Perhaps they mean some sort of team has been formed between these 3 that could very well explain why Sarah Gobb wanted into this match, even though she has a match later tonight. I don't know how to explain this or how to even begin to comprehend what we're seeing here, but I can only assume that these three are going to perhaps work together in some type of way moving forward. And perhaps when they say they're going to take what they deserve, perhaps that has to do with Sarah K.O.W. potentially winning the Women's Light Heavyweight Championship tonight. Well, regardless, here we go. 6-woman tag team action. Jordan Nooks and Sam Kent to start for their respective teams. And of course, you're not going to want to miss the main show tonight at 10 when we kick off Clash of Immortals. Some huge matches coming in that little bit of time we still have, including a women's title match and several others. Now Jordan Nooks taking control back from Sam Kent. And a big backpack. Oh, stunner for Jordan Nooks. Jordan Nooks going for the pin off the backpack stunner. Only one count for Jordan Nooks. And a very curious situation we've got here between the women who I guess are calling themselves the Entity. Very interesting situation, especially with one of 4 women competing for the Light Heavyweight Championship in this match. Young Sarah K.O.W. And I can only hope that somehow Sam Kent, Rebecca Monroe, and Jalen Braden find some type of way to deal with this. A little bit of a surprise. Perhaps throwing off the other team. And now a tag made back to what I assume is the leader of the Entity, Jordan Nooks, who, of course, started by coming out ahead of the other two tonight. And Sarah K.O.W. with a big cheap shot. And now it's Jordan Nooks putting down Rebecca Monroe, goes to the second rope. Oh, she didn't get all of it, but she goes for the pin anyway. 1. And Rebecca Monroe is going to kick out of that pin. Oh, Jordan going for the knee. And drops Rebecca Monroe off of whatever Rebecca was attempting. And puts her down real good. And now Jordan Nooks tagging in the very scary Morgan Shea. Goes to pick Rebecca up, but Rebecca now with the big counter and a big suplex. Some strength out of Rebecca Monroe. She now picks up Morgan Shea, who reverses. Oh, into a big scoop power slam. And it's Morgan Shea now, looking to do some damage. Oh, huge leg drop. Huge leg drop on the Rebecca Monroe. Goes for the pin off the leg drop. 1. Only a 1 count for Morgan Shea and her teammates. Weird, considering none of these 3 ladies have ever had any sort of tag team match or chemistry with each other. Morgan going for the roll up. 1, 2. Only a 2 count for Morgan. Now picking up Rebecca. Perhaps looking for a huge... Yes, she'll get it. Choke slam. Huge choke slam on Rebecca. Goes for the pin off the choke slam. 1, 2. Only a 2 count out of Rebecca Monroe from Morgan Shea. And now Morgan Shea picking her up. Perhaps. Oh. Sam Kent saving her tag team partner. And now picks up Morgan Shea. Big pump handle. Slam for Rebecca Monroe, showing strength on a big Morgan Shea. And now it's Morgan Shea with a big counter. Oh, followed by Rebecca Monroe with a big counter. And now Rebecca once again having control. She should really make a tag. She's taken more punishment than anyone in this match. Goes for the pin. One. Only a 1 count for Rebecca Monroe on Morgan Shea. And now Rebecca will make that tag to Jalen Braden, who says it's over because she's come in. Oh, big elbow right to the gut of Morgan Shea. And a big springboard moonsault for Jalen Braden, showing off a little bit of that athletic prowess. And it's Morgan doing the same thing. And of course, she makes the tag now to Sarah K.O.W. In off the tag, Sarah quickly on Jalen like it's nothing. And Jalen sending Sarah K.O.W. into the corner. Sarah K.O.W. now grabs Jalen up. Oh, big dragon suplex onto Jalen. Looked like it hurt, and she will go for the pin, but a rope break. Sarah K.O.W. not paying much attention to Jalen Braden. And now Jalen sending Sarah into the corner off the big reversal. And now it's Sarah with the big counter to Jalen. Oh, drops her after a big suplex. And it is Jalen who makes the tag once again to Rebecca Monroe. And Sarah will also make the safety tag to Jordan Nooks, who got the big clothesline. Both women going for the same idea. And now Jordan working over the leg of Rebecca, taking some serious damage. Now it's Jordan doing a little bit of showboating, perhaps not the greatest idea. Oh, and a big basement drop kick. And now goes for a surprise roll-up, but it's a rope break for Jordan Nooks. And now Jordan with a big counter. Picks up Rebecca. Oh, and a big power slam for Rebecca. Now Jordan going up top, perhaps looking for something big. But Jalen Braden sends Jordan down on top of her tag team partner. Perhaps that's going to be bad. But it's Jordan Nooks quickly to her feet. She now picks up Rebecca Monroe. Perhaps she's going to look for something huge. And it looks like she will. Natural selection. A natural selection on Rebecca Monroe. Goes for the pin off the natural selection. Perhaps this is it. 1, 2. And Jalen Braden breaks up the count for her teammate, Rebecca. And now, of course, Jordan looking to do some more damage. Hangs up Rebecca. And now goes for the pin again. 1. Oh, and it's Sam Kent breaking up the pin by attacking the referee. Oh, and a huge chop for Jordan Nooks. Puts down Rebecca Monroe. She goes up top, perhaps looking for something huge. And she missed the elbow. And now Jalen comes in. Oh, Jordan Nooks dropping Jalen down across the knee. And just punishing her for whatever she was thinking about doing. And now makes the tag to Sarah K.O.W. Perhaps now would be the best time for these three ladies to wrap it up. Jalen's tag partners are, of course, not available to save her. Goes for the pin. 1. Only a 1 count for Jalen Braden. Now they pick her up. Does Sarah K.O.W. Oh, but Jalen with a big counter. And now Jalen going for some sort of swinging neck breaker. And now picks up Sarah K.O.W. Got her up again, perhaps looking for her. Oh, what a huge move. And now it's Jalen in control Perhaps looking to hit something huge here. Oh, big springboard clothesline out of Sarah K.O.W. And now looking perhaps to end it here. But Sarah K.O.W. turns it around. And now perhaps, yes, huge swinging neck breaker for Sarah K.O.W. Picks up Jalen. Goes for some sort of power bomb perhaps, and Jalen turns it around into a huge DDT. Good God. These women are just giving it their all. Oh, huge face buster for Jalen Braden. Will she go for the pin off the face buster? No, she will not. Instead, a little bit of showboating for Jalen Braden. And now goes to pick her up, but Sarah K.O.W. taking control, working the arm. Oh, but it's Jalen Braden turning it around on Sarah. Now Sarah turns it back around. Goes up to the second rope, perhaps a bad idea. Misses the double axe handle and then takes down Jalen Braden. And now makes the tag to Jordan Nooks. Oh, drops a huge knee. Oh, and another one right across the face of Jalen Braden. And now perhaps looking to do a bit more damage with a huge swinging neck breaker. Now perhaps looking for something. Nope, going for the pin off the neck breaker. 1, 2, only a 2 count. Jordan Nooks and company. Now picks up Jalen Braden. Big punch followed by a big Beal, almost throwing her completely out of the ring. And now Jalen making an escape. Oh, Jordan makes her think twice. Oh, huge knee to the face. Just nothing but disrespect. Rolls her over. Now going for a pin off the knee. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Jalen Braden breaking up the pin. Big strike to the face. Now perhaps a huge suplex coming. Yes, it is a huge suplex. And now perhaps looking for something big is Jordan Nooks. Oh, big kick to the gut. Perhaps looking to end it here with a big, yes, natural selection. Natural selection on Jalen Braden. Pulls her away from the rope so she can't stop it with a rope break. Goes for the pin. 1. Oh, and Sam Kent again taking out the ref. And Jordan goes right back to work. And now tags in Sarah K.O.W., who you would think would want to stay out of this match as much as possible to guarantee her success in the light heavyweight title match. However, it is not the case. Big swinging neck breaker for Sarah. Goes for the pin. 1. And Sam Kent breaking it up again for her team. And now Sarah K.O.W. looking to end it all here. Oh, huge powerbomb. Goes for the pin again. 1, 2. And this time it's Rebecca Monroe saving her team. Ah, and Sarah K.O.W. and her partners just cannot stop or will not give their opponents a break. Right back on the assault. Goes for the pin again. 1, 2. And it's Sam Kent who breaks it up again. Ah, straight rights. Straight rights. Now goes for the pin. Once again off the straight rights. 1, 2. And Jalen Braden won't give up. What a huge match to start the kickoff show of K.O.W. Clash of Immortals. Big counter for Sarah K.O.W. and Jalen Braden then counters what Sarah was going for. Now Sarah is down. Jalen, perhaps she's ready to end it here. Picks up Sarah. Oh, big swinging neck breaker. Goes for the pin off the swinging neck breaker. One. Only a 1 count for Jalen Braden. Oh, huge knee to the back of Sarah K.O.W. And Jalen should probably make a tag here. It's been a little bit since she has been out of this match. She's taken a lot of punishment from the entirety of the entity. Oh, big Hurricane Rana. And now Sarah K.O.W. going up high, perhaps looking to hit something huge. Oh, but Jalen Braden making it out of the way. What an amazing match to start Clash of Immortals. Oh, big face buster on Sarah K.O.W. again. And a huge elbow to follow it. And there is some brawling going outside between Rebecca Monroe and Jordan Nooks. Going for a pin is Jalen Braden. 2 count, but Jordan Nooks breaking it up this time for the entity. Now Sarah K.O.W. rolling up Jalen Braden, who gets lucky on a rope break. Oh, big reversal for Jalen Braden, who now picks up Sarah K.O.W. Huge punch to the face, followed up by a big, oh, lumbar check. Lumbar check. And now Jalen looking perhaps for a submission to end it here. No, just looks like, is Sarah gonna tap? No. Instead, she just worked over the legs to Jalen Braden. Now making the tag to Sam Kent. Doing a little showboating is Sam. And Sarah K.O.W. says, nope, not gonna happen. And it's Sam Kent now. Finds herself being attacked by other members of Sarah K.O.W.'s team. Oh! A huge move from Jordan Nooks. A big 6 count for the ref, perhaps. Eight count. Perhaps Sarah K.O.W. and them will win this through count out. 9. And it looks like Jordan's going to control it all. 10. It's over. Your winners, Sarah K.O.W., Morgan Shea, and Jordan Nooks, winning their big 6-person tag match. And perhaps making some sort of statement in the process of doing so. Sam Kent, Rebecca Monroe, and Jalen Braden, unfortunately, coming up a little short. But what does this mean for these 3 ladies? Especially Sarah K.O.W. in her Women's Light Heavyweight Championship match coming up on Clash of Immortals. So ladies and gentlemen, while our next competitors get ready to make their way down to the ring, let's talk a little bit about what you're going to see on the Clash of Immortals show live on Twitch in just about 26 minutes or so. You're going to see some huge action as, of course, the Women's Light Heavyweight Championship will be decided. The first ever Women's Light Heavyweight Champion will be crowned when Jennifer Pace takes on Haley J, Sarah K.O.W., and of course, Juma Sims in a fatal 4-way elimination match to crown the first ever Women's Light Heavyweight Champion. Not to mention, of course, you're going to see, of course, the K.O.W. Infinite Championship on the line as Adam Mays defends his K.O.W. Infinite Championship against David Bowe. And that is going to be a match you're not going to want to miss. Those two have been waiting to clash for a long time, and perhaps tonight will be the night that David Bowe finally secures himself some championship gold. And of course, as well, tonight, the Women's Championship will be on the line as the barely cleared K.O.W. defends her Women's Championship against Ivory West as in a one-on-one match. A huge match you're not going to want to miss as well. The K.O.W. Tag Team titles will be on the line as the Sages of Savagery defend their championships against, well, the general manager of K.O.W. doesn't even know, because the Sages have either injured or beaten everyone who's qualified to take their titles from them. Who are they going to face? You'll have to wait and see later tonight at Clash of Immortals, live on Twitch. Not to mention, the K.O.W. Women's Tag Team titles will finally find their way home around the waist of a pair of women as the team of Bad and Backwoods take on Cosplay Bays, Psych, the New Age Bad Girls, for the Women's Tag Team titles in a ladder match. Not to mention, we've also got the K.O.W. Heavyweight Championship match, where the undefeated Dylan Styles will go one-on-one with David Reich in a match that promises to be hard-hitting. But before all that, we have our second match of the evening. That's right. This man right here a while back, not too long ago, but a little while ago, teamed up with Hunter FaZe to take on one of two tag teams that tried to become number one contenders for the tag team titles, but ultimately they failed. And Hunter blamed Ethan for all of that loss and said that there was nothing to blame on Hunter. And so tonight, these two are going to at least get a little bit of time to figure out whose fault it really was for losing to the number one contenders, as Ethan skate, as you can see, making his way down to the ring. He will look to show Hunter the way tonight and show him why he is the reason they lost and not why Ethan is the reason why they lost. Of course, then again, Ethan, since coming to K.O.W., is yet to have a win under his belt. So perhaps it is him who is to blame for the titles not being on the line against them tonight. But at the same time, you also gotta figure that if the Sages attacked Kyle Kane and Austin Torque, and then also attacked Zachary East and Zach Higgins, then is it really that bad that these two lost? I mean, maybe, just maybe, they could have fought off the Sages' attack, but for all we know, they too could have just been put on injured reserve and not gotten the opportunity as well. Well, tonight, we're going to get exactly that. We're going to instead allow these two to solve their differences. And now you can see Hunter FaZe making his way down to the ring. I'm glad that Hunter found a way to make it to Clash of Immortals. Of course, as you all may or may not remember, so long ago, Adam Les challenged Dylan Styles on K.O.W. Friday Night Fights And if he would have won against Dylan Styles, he could have been put on the Clash of Immortals card, because that's where everyone wants to be. Everyone wants to be at Clash of Immortals. And so Adam Lesch tried to fight his way here. Meanwhile, these two were given this opportunity to settle their difference, so that way no one can deny that it's their fault they lost in front of a sold-out crowd here in Tampa, Florida. And of course, Hunter Faze, brash, cocky, and arrogant as always. He's had very little time in the ring here in K.O.W, but already feels he should be champion. So here we go. Second match of 3 on the pre-show card. Hunter Faze and Ethan Skade. And out the gate, looked like Ethan Skade had everything it took to start the match with the momentum, but Hunter quickly turning it around. Oh! And now making Ethan pay for it. Oh! Big thumb to the eyes. Oh! And drops him on his knee, and already the match not going well for Ethan Skade or Hunter Faze. Perhaps Ethan Skade. Oh. And once again, Ethan Skade just not getting any momentum here. Tried to perhaps ambush Hunter Faze on the outside, and he was instead attacked. Or it was turned around on him, rather. And now Ethan Skade taking advantage, perhaps. Count of 6. And these two make it back into the ring. Oh! And a big spinning heel kick for Ethan Skade. Goes for the pin. There's no way he could have thought he would have won that. Now Ethan Skade. Oh! Takes him face first down into the mat. Sends him into the turnbuckle, and a huge forearm in the turnbuckle. Puts Hunter Faze down, now going to the second rope. Just kicks him down, and a huge splash onto the back of Hunter Faze. And now it is Ethan's turn. Start dishing out some punishment. And now, oh, I take that back. Hunter Faze. Oh, big enziguri to the back of his head. Oh, big leaping elbow. And now, perhaps, Ethan Skade can start taking control of this match. Oh, big face buster. Goes for the pin. Only a 1 count. Ethan's going to have to do much more than that to keep Hunter down. Oh! Once again, a big step up enziguri. Now goes up to the top rope. Oh! Went for the big splash and missed it. And now Hunter just disrespect to Ethan Skade. Now perhaps looking for something interesting. No, Ethan Skade turns it around. Picks up Hunter Faze. Perhaps he himself looking for something interesting. Oh, big running knee. Big running knee, rolls him over, goes for the pin, but too close to the ropes is Ethan Skade. Oh, and another big step up enziguri. Continuing to work over that head of Hunter Faze. Now drags him to the center of the ring. Rolls him over. Hunter might be out 1. Only a 1 count. And now, oh, Hunter with that big punt right to the head and busts open Ethan Skade. Lays him down, goes for the pin, and not even a 1 count. Interestingly enough, Ethan Skade will not say die. No. And hangs him up, does Hunter phase. And now goes to the second rope. Does Hunter phase, perhaps? He's now looking for a little success on the turnbuckle. And he doesn't find it. Ethan tried to capitalize on it, but Hunter turns it around on him. Sends him into the corner. Oh! And Ethan makes Hunter pay. Now drags him towards the center. And a big straight punch to the face. And now Ethan celebrates a bit before going for the pin. Perhaps should have gone for the pin first. Only one count. And continuing to work that head and neck of Hunter phase. He works it just enough. That big running knee of Ethan's could completely take Hunter phase out of the situation. Oh, huge swinging neck breaker. Now picks him up. Oh, big counter for Hunter phase, who now picks up Ethan Skade. And Ethan with a huge counter. Perhaps now it is time. No. Hunter phase says no. Oh. Ethan Skade says no. Huge clothesline. Desperation pin, perhaps. 1, 2. Only a 2 count for Ethan Skade. And perhaps now it is Ethan who finds himself doubting himself. Oh, busting open Hunter phase. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count for Hunter phase. And now it's Ethan Skade doing a little bit of celebration, or perhaps hyping himself up off of his doubts. Hunter phase now takes control. Ethan gave him a little too long of a breather. Oh, huge back rake. Oh, and a big underarm throw. Now waits for it. And Ethan Skade with a huge counter. Huge counter. Perhaps it's Ethan's time. Can he end it here? He will. Huge running knee. Running knee. Goes for the pin. This could be it. 1, 2, 3. Ethan Skade knocking off Hunter phase. And ladies and gentlemen, perhaps now this feud or rivalry between these two can finally end after all the talk on social media. Ethan can now say that he was not the cause of their tag team title loss. However, perhaps this will not be over. Perhaps Hunter phase's ego will not be able to take it. But only time will tell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final match of the kickoff show. And, well, kind of, sort of, but not really. A rematch from the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza. That's right. A little bit of a rematch coming up for you in this Tag Team Extravaganza. It's a kind of sort of rematch because, well, it's going to be the Cosplay Bays, Meg Ted, and Mariah Marie in their kind of sort of rematch from the women's tag team extravaganza as they take on Aaron Cassidy and, of course, Samantha Coach. Now, of course, whereas the Cosplay Bays did not take on Aaron Cassidy and Samantha Coach because, well, Aaron Cassidy was teamed with somebody else, and so was Samantha Coach. However, both Samantha Coach and Aaron Cassidy are owed, or rather did face the Cosplay Bays with a different tag team partner. And tonight, well, they will get a little bit of a rematch in their own sort of way against the Cosplay Bays tonight. Of course, Samantha Coach's partner, Haley J, is and will be in the women's Fatal 4-Way Elimination match for the Women's Light Heavyweight Championship tonight. And, of course, Aaron Cassidy's partner, Morgan Shea, we seen in action earlier tonight when her, Jordan Nooks, and Samantha Coach, the entity as they were called, competed in the 6-woman tag match. And, of course, the Cosplay Bays are partners in their own rights against these two tonight. So if you're the Cosplay Bays and you went through that entire women's tag team extravaganza only to lose by one match to a team who went undefeated, you gotta feel like you're owed a number one contendership to the women's tag titles. Well, it was announced earlier during the 6-woman tag team match that the Cosplay Bays, due to them being runner-up in the women's tag team extravaganza, will be given a shot to earn the number one contendership for the tag team titles in the future after the New Age Bad Girls and Bad and Backwoods complete their battle for the tag team titles. So if you're the Cosplay Bays, the story is not over yet. You can absolutely use every match from here until the number one contendership match as training and preparedness for that match. And you can absolutely get as prepared and ready for that match as possible, so that way you can undeniably, undoubtedly become the number one contenders to the tag titles, whether they have to face the team of Bad and Backwoods or the New Age Bad Girls. Now, Samantha Coach and Aaron Cassidy, on the other hand, well, their fates and futures are a lot like the women from the 6-woman tag match earlier tonight. When we seen all those 6 women, we talked about how Samantha Coach and Aaron Cassidy, along with those 6 women, have to follow the path of essentially from here on out working hard, making statements, getting wins to put them on the map for future championship shots, whether it's at the Women's Heavyweight Championship, the Women's Light Heavyweight title, or even the Women's Tag Team titles if you are part or want to be part of a tag team. And well, tonight, we're going to find out just who the champions will be moving forward, because all titles will be defended tonight at K.O.W. Clash of Immortals, which will be airing on Twitch live after this show tonight, or after the kickoff show. And here they come, the Cosplay Bays. The last 2 women to make their way down to the ring for the last match of the kickoff show, and it's going to be huge. Huge. The Cosplay Bays making their way down to the ring. And honestly, if you're Meg 10 and Mariah Marie, you can't be too upset about not going straight into the tag title match tonight. Because really you get to avoid a ladder match situation, which can take years off of your career. And you also avoid, having to go through the battle that was the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza and then into the tag team title ladder match, which some would say is not that bad. But when you compare that to the New Age Bad Girls, who have only had to compete in a handful of singles matches since getting to Clash of Immortals, well, you can kind of see why that team would be at a disadvantage. But anyway, here we go. Final match of the kickoff show. The Cosplay Bays. Meg Ted's going to start for them, and Erin Cassidy for her team. Oh, big jawbreaker from Erin Cassidy. And now Meg Ted with a big fireman's carry takeover. And of course, all of these women have met before in the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza. A couple of them with different partners, and others during what was almost a perfect undefeated streak in the Women's Tag Team Extravaganza. Now Meg Ted going for a pin. Doesn't even get a 1. Oh. Big drop kick to the back of the neck, and now just Meg Ted stomping on Erin Cassidy, and once again another big side Russian leg sweep. And now it's Erin Cassidy, who tried to escape Meg Ted, but didn't. And now Meg Ted heading up high, some high risk incoming. Got the reward as well. Goes for the pin off the high risk. 1, 2, only a 2 count. And perhaps now with the Cosplay Bays dominating so much, it's time to perhaps look into making that tag if you are Erin Cassidy. Now Meg Ted going for the pin once again. 1 count for Meg Ted. And she's just celebrating already. Perhaps she did hear the news before she came out here about her and Mariah Marie being a #1 contender. Oh! Went for some sort of outside move and missed it. And now it's Samantha Coach coming in. Oh, but Meg Ted just ready for her, apparently. Now sending her into her corner. Cutting the ring off. Smart tag team wrestling. And a huge DDT for Samantha Coach. Now Samantha dominating already. Double arm hook throw of some kind for Samantha Coach. Now Meg Ted reverses, sending Sam into the corner. Now picks her up. And now Meg Ted looking for that signature leaping pile driver. Goes for the pin off the leaping pile driver. And it's a rope break anyway for Samantha Coach. And now sends her back into her corner. And a big tag to Mariah Marie. Samantha Coach sent to the ropes. Oh! Huge double team action for the Cosplay Bays. Going for the pin. And only a 1 count. And now Mariah Marie. Oh! Hanging up Erin Cassidy. And it's Mariah Marie now celebrating. These two gotta be happy they made it onto the Clash of Immortals card. Now Erin Cassidy finds herself in the Cosplay Bays corner. Good reversal for Mariah Marie there. Oh, huge. Double underarm hook. Suplex. And now Mariah Marie perhaps looking for the big face buster. Huge face buster on Erin Cassidy. Now picks her up. Sends her into her corner. Perhaps it is that time. Perhaps it is that time for the convention power bomb. Convention bomb Convention bomb. Goes for the pin off the convention bomb. And Samantha Coach breaking it up after a little stomp from Meg Ted. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Aaron Cassidy kicking out. Perhaps she should have just gave in there. Now the Cosplay Bays going for the pin again. Perhaps desperate to wrap this up. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. For Meg Ted. Now picks her back up. And it's Aaron Cassidy. And now Meg Ted turns it around. And now Aaron Cassidy turns it around. These women back and forth, so familiar with each other. Now goes for the pin again. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Oh, big punch to the gut for Aaron Cassidy, and Meg Ted just flips that over again on Aaron Cassidy. Now picks her up once again for another big leaping pile driver. And Meg Ted perhaps hitting that out of desperation. Picks up Aaron Cassidy. Sends her into the corner. And now perhaps the Cosplay Bays are looking for it again. A big convention bomb. Convention bomb. Eliminates Sam from the equation. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count as Aaron Cassidy kicks out. And Mariah Marie doesn't believe it. Goes for the pin again. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Only a 2 count for the Cosplay Bays. And if you're the Cosplay Bays, how do you put away Aaron Cassidy and Samantha Coach? Oh, huge kick to the face. Goes for the pin off the big kick to the face. 1. Only a 1 count for the Cosplay Bays. And now Mariah Marie kind of in trouble here. Oh, big splash from Aaron Cassidy. A big stomp. And now she perhaps will make the tag to her tag team partner. Yes, she does. And it's Mariah Marie turning it around on Sam, but Samantha turning it around on Mariah Marie. Oh, big stomp. And Samantha Coach now picking up. Oh, Mariah Marie. Huge super kick to Mariah Marie. Goes for the pin. 1. Only a 1 count for Mariah Marie. Oh. Oh, elbows. Elbows. Working over those shoulders. Can't do something big if you don't have the power in the shoulders. And now goes up high. Went for a huge splash and missed it. And now it's Mariah Marie. Oh, huge lumbar check. Huge lumbar check. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count as Samantha Coach kicks out. Oh, Mariah Marie now working that arm. Now going up to the second turnbuckle. Huge elbow. Huge elbow from Mariah Marie. Now makes the tag to Meg Ted. And now picking her up. No. Samantha Coach turns it around. Big jawbreaker and puts down Meg Ted. And now Samantha Coach again going to the second turnbuckle. Went for another turnbuckle move and missed it. Perhaps it's time to stop the high risk from Samantha Coach, who's yet... Ah, huge. Huge DDT. Runs the ropes a little bit, perhaps to lumber up that back that's been worked on by the Cosplay Bays. And now Meg Ted, perhaps looking for an opportunity here. Oh! Oh! Big kick to the face. And drags her to the center of the ring. Goes for the pin. 1. Only a 1 count. Samantha Coach completely powered out. Oh! Big knee to the back. And now it's Samantha Coach taking the advantage. But Meg Ted turns it around. And perhaps looking for something. Oh! Huge face plant by Meg Ted. Goes for the pin off the face plant. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Only a 2 count for the Cosplay Bays. Perhaps now they need to dig deep. And it looks like they will. Another huge tag. Could it be? I think it will be another Convention Bomb. Convention Bomb. And now perhaps Mariah Marie takes Aaron Cassidy out of the equation. 1, 2, 3. The Cosplay Bays are victorious. Wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. A huge victory, perhaps, for the Cosplay Bays, winning on the grandest stage of all time. And perhaps that is them saying, hey, we're ready for our number 1 contendership match to the tag titles. Are you ready for us? And the tag team champions, whoever they are tonight, will have to absolutely make sure they're ready for these two. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for our kickoff show, our K.O.W. Clash of Immortals kickoff show. Be sure to head on over to twitch.tv and go find the Purple Sherman _ YouTube's channel, where there you will be able to watch Clash of Immortals completely free of charge, and it will be there where you'll get to see all of the best action, because every K.O.W. championship will be on the line at K.O.W. Clash of Immortals.